Hello and welcome to the cryptocurrency news channel. So I wanted to make a quick video about VET pumping, of course. How long is it going to pump? And like how high could it be? So the thing is, VET is one of the 8 coins right now that Korea is pumping. You can check out CoinMarketCap and look up Upbit, and pretty much all the coins that are above BTC in volume, those are the ones that Korea is pumping. Upbit is actually by far Korea's biggest exchange, and you can actually see which coins are pumping. Right now, Ethereum Classic, they're pumping like crazy. And then next would be XRP, they're maintaining. And VET is like number 4 or 5 on the list. Its volume is like twice what Bitcoin's is, which is obviously abnormal. So they are definitely pumping it. They have been pumping it for the last day and a half or so, and that's why VET has gone from like 15 cents to 25 cents. So yes, it does have a lot to do with Korean FOMO, at least the pump from 15 cents to 25. Going up to 15, that didn't have much to do with Korea at all, but from 15 to 25, definitely some Korean FOMO there. So, but Koreans don't really just FOMO on just about anything. They always take localized like events or timed events. Like for the XRP stuff, they obviously focused in a bit on the lawsuit, and also the Coinbase listing. They FOMO'd in up until that point, and it's kind of been like waddling back and forth ever since that point. So the Vechain stuff, I think they're taking advantage of the timing for VSwap and VExchange 2.0. We know those are probably going to launch at the end of April. They actually were going to launch it at the end of March, but at the end of March, they said they had some business decisions to make, so they've delayed it for a month. They're going to launch it at the end of April. Now, the Koreans know that people get excited on that news, so they're just helping that FOMO and pumping it up. So they're dumping a lot of volume onto it. I think Upbits, they've dumped more than $1 billion of extra volume into it over the last 24 hours to help price rise. Because like once they start pumping up the price, people are gonna go in thinking, oh, well, VeChain's really pumping because of like the VSwap and DeFi and stuff. When it's really just pumping because they're actually pumping it. That's not necessarily a bad thing if you're trying to make profit, just as long as you're aware of the timelines. So generally, when you have a timeline like this that's actually known, it stops actually a few days before the actual event. So maybe around April 24th, 25th, 26th, you should definitely look at withdrawing and then maybe taking some profit off your VET. That's if you're actually playing the trading game. I'm essentially just going to hold on to it until it reaches my goals. I don't think it'll pump to 70 cents by the end of April. It might go to like 40 or so, but generally, like if you're actually playing the trading game, that's kind of when I would actually pull back and take some profits. Remember, and if you're making money, taking profits is never a bad thing, because you're making money, and that's the whole point of all this. But generally, yeah, that's when I would actually pull back and definitely take some profits, and then maybe wait to buy back in once it actually cools off. Now, there is a danger of all of this because this is DeFi and NFT. So if you sell out, and DeFi and NFT has the same effect that it had for BNB, then basically like you're going to miss out on the rest of the pump. You've already made a lot of money. Don't get me wrong on that, but you might miss out on the rest of the pump. So it's really up to you whether you want to take that risk or not. If you're like a trader, you probably would want to take at least part profits. If you're just holding on to it like I am, you're probably not going to sell off any. But just to make you aware that it might pump until the 25th or the 26th, go up a little bit each day, and then after that it might level off. And after VSwap and VSwap and VET 2.0 come out, it might go down a little bit or some. It might retrace up to 30% or so because the FOMO will actually be over. The Koreans might be moving on to another coin. So that's just how it is. Like for XRP, they're obviously following the lawsuit. They're pumping every time. Basically, Korea is upping its volume every time like there's some decent news in the lawsuit, and then like they're kind of like just maintaining it right now, but after like the Coinbase listing, they kind of cooled off in the pumping, or the pumping is not as effective because after you pump up a coin so much, it gets much harder to pump it up, and it takes more and more money every other cent or dollar you want to pump it up. So it may not be worth it. So you want to look at for that trade-off point, and if VET seems to be leveling off around the 25th or 26th for a couple of days, you might want to think about taking some profit. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.